Hi gentlemen, this is another video lesson for you, and this one's on conversions. Now, we don't want to have to do conversions all the time, so we're going to use our standard units, but we are going to have to make conversions time to time. The nice thing is conversions are very easy because there's one trick to doing them, one little secret, and there's one thing you need to learn. And it's pretty easy, it's something you already know. If you want to make a conversion, all you need to do is multiply by 1. Now you might be thinking, Mr. Quinn, how does that help? Well, let's do an example. Let's say I want to convert 7 feet into meters. So multiply by 1. To which you would say, okay, 7 feet times 1 equals 7 feet. Didn't work. Problem is, you chose a boring example for 1. Let's use a different version of 1 because we don't want to change this number. 7 feet should still be 7 feet. We just want to kind of describe it differently. So instead of multiplying by just the value 1, let's multiply by a set of parentheses, and let's put the number 1 in those parentheses. Now, we can do this a whole bunch of creative ways. So, what are we trying to do here again? We're trying to convert or change the units of feet into what? Well, if feet is a measure of distance, and our standard unit for distance is meters, I would assume you would like to have your final answer in meters. Well, there's a problem here. We have feet does not equal meters. Well, here's where the conversion comes in. We're going to go into this box and we're going to give ourselves a fraction. Because we want to get rid of feet. We want that to be out of the picture. So I'm going to say if I have feet on top over here, let's put it below over here. Feet. So now I got foot on top divided by feet. Well, these get canceled out. Feet, feet. Well, now I have no units. That's not good. I still want a value to this, or I still want a descriptor for it. So I want it to be meters. Well, that's easy. If I just put a meters on top, now I have 7 feet times meters. Now I have foot meters divided by feet. Well, now I just have meters equals meters. There's my conversion. The problem is I can't just multiply 7 by meters. 7 feet does not equal 7 meters. I need to make this number the number 1. So, let's make it the number 1. How many feet are in a meter? Now, poor planning, I didn't look this up before I started, but I'm pretty sure that there's 3.09 feet in 1 meter. I'm pretty sure that's close. And if not, close enough. I'll always give you a little bit of rounding with conversions. So there's 1 meter for every 3.09 feet. In order to actually run this formula out, which remember I'm multiplying by 1, I actually need to multiply 7 by 1, then divide by 3.09. So I'll end up getting something along the order of about 2.3. Does that sound about right? 2.3 meters? There's a conversion. Now if you had your calculator, you could get a more exact number, but that's it. Let's do one more, but we'll make it a little bit trickier. Let's try going from miles per hour into what we like to measure meters per second. So if we're talking about velocity, speed, we want to be in meters per second. So let's flip it. Let's figure out what 1 meter per second is. So I have 1 meter per second, and I'd like to know how fast is that really? You know, I don't have a sense for this. I have a sense for miles per hour, so let's make that our goal. Equals some kind of miles per hour. So we need to convert. Easy. Multiply by 1. 1 meter per second times the number 1. Now, we have meters here and miles over there. So I need to put my fraction in. And the first thing I want to do is get rid of meters. So let's put it down here. Now meters is gone. But I got to be in miles. And I don't know how many meters are in a mile. I told you in class, I don't even know how many feet are in a mile. but I certainly don't know how many meters are in a mile. I do know how many meters are in a kilometer. So maybe what I can do is put kilometers here and say, well, there's 1,000 meters to 1 kilometer. You might say, well, why would you do that? It doesn't get you into miles. But I also know that there is 1.6 kilometers in 1 mile. I'm going to multiply by 1 again. 1 mile and 1.6 kilometers are the same, so this is the number 1. 1 kilometer and 1,000 meters are the same, so this is the number 1. This speed times 1 times 1 is still this speed. So, I can go over here and I can get rid of kilometers. Boom, boom. Well, now I'm into miles. Great. Problem is, I'm in seconds here. I want to be in hours over there. So what I do, multiply by 1 more time. I give my parentheses. And this time, let's say I have seconds on the bottom. I want hours on the bottom. So I got to get rid of seconds. Let's go up top, and I'll put seconds in. Now I can cancel that out. Boom, boom. And I need hours on the bottom. Do I know how many seconds are in an hour? Well, let's see, there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. So 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. 3,600 seconds, 1 hour are the same, so that's the number 1. I never changed my value, I'm just manipulating the units. And if you look at what I have left, I've canceled out meters and seconds, I've canceled out kilometers and meters, I've canceled out kilometers but not miles, so that unit remains. I've canceled out seconds but not hours, so that unit remains. So what I end up with is 1 times 1 times 1 times 3,600, 3,600 divided by 1 times 1,000 times 1.6 times 1. So 3,600 over 1,600. That works out to about 2.2. So one of the things that I always keep in my head, this is a nice thing to remember, well, on Bloom's taxonomy, but to remember for your own reference, is that 1 meter per second is roughly 2.2 miles per hour. And I don't know if you can see that, it might be off the screen, but remember that. I'll also try to put comments maybe down below, although if this is a YouTube page, go back to Schoology, hit like the back arrow up here, and then in Schoology it should be there as a comment. But I hope this helped. If you ever need any help converting, come talk to me or go over this again. But the secret is multiply by 1. Just choose a good one. Bye now.